Here's the formula for interest rates, compound interest. And this won't be given to you during the quiz nor the exam, so you have to memorize this, okay? Now, the problem is a lot of you will memorize the formula without knowing what it means and only realize you don't know how to use it when it's the exam or the quiz. That would be terrible, right? So let's look at what it means. P is principal, which means it's the money that you start with. What is A? It's the future value of the money what you end up with. What's R? Interest rate. N is the number of times it's compounded per year. Okay, so in our case, semi-annually means semi is half of 1 year, which is 6 months. So this means the interest is compounded every 6 months, which means that you've compounded it twice. So in this question, n would be 2. So semi-annually, you use 2 for n. If it's quarterly, you use 4. If it's monthly, you use 12. Okay, so you should know that. All right, and what is t? T is the number of years, okay? So let's now apply this formula to whatever you see. This should be P. This is the future value you want. And then 1 is just always 1 plus, what's the rate? Yeah, you have to convert the percentage to decimals, right? So that's 0.12. N is 2. And then T is the unknown, okay? So the task that you have is that you need to know what the T is by solving this equation. Let's solve this equation by dividing by 1,000, both sides, which is going to cancel this 1,000 on the right side. And what's 10,000 divided by 1,000? 10. So you have 10 equals to 1 plus 0.12 divided by 2 is 0.06, so 2t. Okay. Now, when you have an exponential equation like this, a lot of times I just said, take the log base of this number to cancel it. But this is a decimal. It's kind of ugly to have log base a decimal. So instead of that, when it's an ugly number, don't take log with that base. Just take ln both sides, okay? Just take ln. So for these interest rate problems, just take ln all the time. So let's take ln of 10 equals to ln of 1.06. 1 plus 0.06 is 1.06. So 2t power. And the reason that you want to do this is because then this 2t can jump over the log and come down. Yeah, frog over the log, right. So after making a jump, you get log of 10, ln of 10 equals to 2t times ln of 1.06. Okay, the goal is to find out what t is. In other words, you want to isolate this t. You want to have this t by itself on that side. That means 2 has to go, ln of 1.06 has to go. So you do that by dividing both sides by 2 times ln of 1.06. 2 times ln of 1.06. So that the result is that you get ln of 10 divided by 2 times ln of 1.06 equals to t. And then you punch this into your calculator. Now, common mistake. A lot of you will put this as ln 10 divided by 2 times ln 1.06. Okay, if you do this, you get the wrong number. Why? Why is that? Because this will be thought as the calculator will think you're doing division first and now you're multiplying by this number. You get a very small number if you do that. A lot of you will end up making this mistake even if I tell you, because a lot of times I see that no matter what I say, parenthesis seems like the number one enemy. You guys are very lazy with parentheses for some reason. I don't know why. You just Don't use the parentheses and get the answer wrong. That's a tragedy. All right, but anyways, if you do this, the answer that you get is T will end up being 19.76, or about 20 years. So in about 20 years, your $1,000 will turn into $10,000. And, because your money grew 10 times, if this trend goes on for another 20 years, 40 years later, you're going to have $100,000, which means, let's say you got a job when you were 25 years old and you took that first biweekly paycheck, went straight into the retirement account, okay? What happens by the time you retire at 65? It becomes $100,000. Yeah. Yes. 19 point what? Uh, oh, yeah. It depends on how many decimal points you use. Okay, so it could be a little different. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good enough. Right?